Absolutely fabulous. And now, the news. And it's great news, ladies and gentlemen. It's news to warm the hearts of nations. Jeremy Clarkson has lost his voice.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. I know. Imagine how we feel. Oh. They're gutted, mate. They're gutted. But the good news is that means we can talk about whatever we like and say whatever we like. So, no, let's... Yeah, whatever. So, let's get on with the news. And I thought we'd start this week with talking about this magazine called Heat.
Oh, yeah.
Every year, they do a survey in which they ask the whole world to tell them their sort of weirdest crush, their strangest, freakiest, oddest, most embarrassing, ridiculous person to fancy. And, well, do you want to guess who's... He's won it, ladies and gentlemen! Here he is! Look at that! Yeah! #1 weird crush. And the other thing, ladies and gentlemen, in the same magazine, this is actually quite poetic in the romance, because he's in the same magazine as his boyfriend, look! Oh, Will Young. And he loves him so much. So, Jeremy, you must be... I'm really pleased that you should share magazine space with Will Young, your boyfriend.
You know what he did the other day, when he still had his voice? He came into the office and he went, "Oh, have you heard Will's new single? It's fantastic."
Yeah, he loves it.
Will.
He went on about it all the time. I love Bill's new song. He does.
Can I just say...
Oh, it speaks. or sort of squeaks. Is that...
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's just a noise that you deflated. What's that? Synthetic saliva. Do you need...
It means that I have just a few minutes speaking.
Oh. So you need more saliva? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've no doubt we can oblige with that. How do you know it's synthetic and it isn't just some bloke... Gobbing it. Buckle it.
You shut up for a kick-off as well.
What?
What is that noise you're making?
Have you seen his eye? He's got the biggest eye infection I've ever seen. At least I don't look like a mutant.
Has it come to this? So I'm working with these two. This isn't a television programme anymore, it's a colony.
I tell you what, instead of hurling abuse at each other, excuse me, why don't we do the news?
Yes, let's do the news.
Good news, OK? We haven't been asked to do the commentary on the Formula 1 coverage on the BBC next year.
Yeah, it's a relief.
Good.
No, it's good news.
Especially now.
What they've brought Martin Brundle over from ITV. That's fantastic. We'll be able to watch the slow march of his trousers up his stomach. They've got Eddie Jordan. He's going to be a pundit. That's fantastic. Eddie's a great guy. David Coulthard, though, is the other pundit, and that worries me, because I think that means that on lap 2 of every race, your telly will suddenly go off. Or it'll just fall off the stand for no reason. Why has he done that?
Apparently, they've got Murray Walker involved.
They have Murray Walker's coming back to the BBC.
He is? Yeah. No, bless him.
It's his good news.
Did you know, though, he's 84?
I know he'll be going to Silverstone going, we're all trees here when I were a lad.
Ferrari's pulled in for their first pit stop. Let's go over to Murray Walker. Murray, can someone change me bag? It's full again. Bless him, but at 84, to be commentating on F1, that's pretty cool. You won't be commentating on anything, look.
I've just thought, OK, I want to move it on. You know the Duchess of York, OK, Sarah Ferguson? She recently sold her Jaguar, which has ended up in the hands of, well, it was in the papers this week, the hands of a cabbie, Steve Coulson, 31 of the north somewhere. Now, he's gone to the papers because he found that she's left all the addresses she's been to in the sat-nav still programmed into the system. He's saying, OK, what if I'd been a terrorist? This car is a suicide bomber's dream. Now, one of the addresses in there is Windsor Castle. Well, another, Buckingham Palace. I think some people know where those things are already.
No, don't laugh. This is a national security nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
And also, he has inadvertently made himself the world's most hunted man, because I'm presuming he's looked at this sat nav.
Yeah.
He's seen the address of
He knows where Windsor Castle.
Well, every terrorist organisation in the world is going to be after him for his lethal secret knowledge. I think there's only one decent course of action here.
What?
Behave with honour. Well, assuming he has destroyed it now, that's fine. He has read it. Therefore, he must kill himself and take his knowledge to the grave.
Now, there's a new Mini convertible. It's got better engines, bigger boot. But the thing that caught my eye is it's fitted with something called an openometer. I'm not making this up. An openometer, which tells you how much you've driven it with the roof off.
Well, what's the point in that? You may as well have a dial that tells you how many times you've driven it through Leicester.
Why is it important to know how many miles you drove with the roof up and how many you drove with the roof down? It makes no sense.
Well, it isn't, but do you remember Chevrolet on the early Corvettes? They had a little dial that showed you how many revs the engine had done.
Revs?
From new. Revs, yeah.
What, going around at 5,000 RPM?
Yes.
It would have to be wider than the car just to get the dial in.
Well, I worked it out for my old Porsche, actually.
What?
My old Porsche was 25 years old. I worked out that it had done 8.4 times 10 to the 8 revs.
You worked that out?
Yes.
For your car? You
Yes.
spent time... Wow, so you must actually have done everything there is to do in the whole world to get to the bottom of the list of everything a human being can do. What's it like on the top of Everest? Is it good?
It's all right.
Richard, I went to a dinner party the other day and I sat next to a girl who said she couldn't believe that James May was still single.
There's your answer. There's your answer.
Anyway, look, tough times for car makers, as we know. They're all in really, really deep... Oh dear, I've arrived at a point where I can't say the word.
Yeah, you really have.
Deep mess.
Yes.
OK, now they've resorted to offering incredibly long test drives to people just to get them into the showroom, OK? Lexus will lend you a car for 48 hours, 2 days. BMW say you can go in one of their cars for 100 miles. Peugeot, 24 hours.
Peugeot?
Peugeot.
Are they surprised when people bring it back after 24 minutes?
That's enough of that.
Now, the reporter who uncovered this story, he says he went to a Peugeot dealership to try a 207, and the salesman said, well, I can go one better than that, sir. I can lend you a 4007. That's not one better, is it? That's 3,800 better, he went, just to try and get a sale. One better than a 207 is, work it out, it's herpes.
Yeah.
Think about this logically. How many people here drove down to the studio today? Everybody?
Peugeot is a brilliant car, best in the world.
What's a brilliant car?
Peugeot 406 with a 6-player CD.
That's you, told.
He's making a fine case for it.
Would you like to... I think he thinks that the Peugeot 406 with a 6-player CD is the best car in the world. Not an Enzo, as it turns out. We've been wasting our time. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm going to skip on down, if I may.
Please.
The number of lunatics in Britain has been halved. I know there's some evidence to suggest that they're out and in the countryside and among us, but I have arrived at this conclusion with a simple and alarming fact that came across my desk only this morning. Electric car sales are down by half, which must mean that loonies are fewer and far between. There's one left to do.
In his face. An admirable fella. Well done.
Foot on the bonnet at the end, traditional.
Jumper, all of it.
Anyway, that's all we've got time for this week. Next week, for reasons we don't understand, we're on at 9 o'clock. So we'll see you then, unless you're watching this on Dave in February, in the middle of the afternoon. In which case, we hope you get a job soon. Take care. See you soon. Bye.